Robert, what time is it? It's supposed to start at 3:30. What's the time?
You got 2 minutes.
It's got 2 minutes, so we'll just have to tell you a dumb story then. All right. So, here we go. So, Robert Kirk. I was gonna say he's not here. I had a story for you. Shoot. Okay. I'm gonna tell a story anyways, and he's here. Robert Kirkman. How's it? Get a mic. Robert Kirkman, right here. Test. All right. So Robert Kirkman comes over to my house. He happens to be in Phoenix. I live in Phoenix. Robert Kirkman comes over to my house. He goes, Todd, I'm going to come see you. Let's go to your house. And I'm going, okay, cool. And I go, oh, by the way, though, we got to go pick up my son at high school. When you come in, we got to go get my son. And he's like, okay. But he knows I coach baseball. And he knows I got a batting cage in my backyard. So he says, he knows. He says, well, what time we got to pick up your boy at? And I go, I don't know, about 20 minutes. Well, let's go in the batting cage. Let's go in the cage. Now, for any of you that are not baseball players, right, here's an exercise that you never want to do about 100 times in a row. You try and do that. Go to your hotel room tonight and try and do it. So it's about 100 degrees. Robert gets in there. I played Pac-10 baseball. Robert didn't.
I just want to point out that he only tells these stories so that he can say that he played Pac-10 baseball. But go ahead, Todd. Continue.
I'm just setting the bar. So I'm going, okay, we know how to do it. But Robert's like, no, Todd, teach me. So I start giving him teaching.
I'm going to interrupt your story just to say one thing that is a compliment to you.
Do it.
So I often go to batting cages for fun because I used to play as a kid and I wasn't very good. And I miss a lot. I don't hit the ball very well. But Todd has this little net that he stands behind and he kind of pitches the ball to you. And I'm like hitting like every I think I miss like every fourth one. So I'm hitting 3 at every 4 and I'm like, I'm awesome. What happened? Why am I so good at this? And afterwards, Todd goes, yeah, I can throw it to where you're going to hit it. Like, I'm watching your bat.
No, I just treat it, look, I used to do coach pitch. Any of you guys do coach pitch? You always throw it to the bat, and the kids always look good. So I just treated him like a 6-year-old, right? Right? But here's the thing that I marveled at, and I don't mean using that word, but here's the thing that was really impressive, is that after about 10, 20, 30 swings, I go, okay, we're good. And he's like, no, we're good. And I gave him a couple pointers, and he started hitting it, and he kept going and going and going. And I go, you okay? No. He was feeling good. Douche. And he's actually a strong lad, so he was actually hitting the ball pretty good.
Thank you for that, Todd. Thank you so much.
The punchline comes the next day, because the next day he's supposed to go to a convention. I go and meet somebody for breakfast at the convention. We're having a nice breakfast, whoever I'm with, and his agent comes down the stairs and comes to our table and goes, what the hell did you guys do to Robert yesterday? And I went, what are you talking about? He can't even get out of bed. He can barely breathe. He says that it hurts to breathe right now. And he's like, I don't know if I can go to the con today. And I'm going, that was Robert trying to show me up again. But anyway, thanks for coming that day. And we got our son at that. Yeah. Okay. You know, they said they said there's a projector here. Does it work?
I thought we were setting up a batting cage. I was really hoping for that.
How does it? Oh, look at this. I want to show you a picture here that we took a few years.
Oh my.
Look at this. Now, one of us is Batman. One of us is Batman, and one of us is Robin, and I don't know which one.
Well, Batman's head is usually higher.
Oh, right?
I think you're definitely Robin.
Yeah. So we're thinking of doing a contest, and we'll probably get 100,000 people, and the winner gets to get picked up by Robert Kirkman. And you get to recreate this pose. So these photos were in some book that they were taking some photos of us, and we're across from each other. And the way that it went was, I got there at 3:00 to take my photo. Robert gets there at 3:00. I go, what are you doing here, Robert? He goes, I'm getting my photo. What time? 3. I'm getting mine at 3. So we both looked at the photographer and we go, who gets the 3:00 slot? And it better be me. And Robert's going, it better be me. So
I didn't care.
We ended up shooting both of them. So, but anyways, thank you. He's here, so we
No, hold on. I took some pictures of Todd in the bathroom one time. He wasn't looking. I wanted to show you guys real quick.
Wow, that's big. That's big. So
I did some Photoshop for you because I knew I was going to show it.
shoot. So we thank you for coming. Right, we got a good crowd today, so we appreciate it. Robert and I thought that instead of sort of being, too hawkish and talking about all the stuff we're doing per se, although we'll talk about a couple of those, we just thought that we'd maybe just have a casual conversation and you guys just get to eavesdrop on it, because I don't think you guys sometimes get to hear the goofy conversations that grown people have when they're actually 8-year-old boys in disguise, right?
So how's your son?
Yeah, he's doing good. So let me say before I get going here, Robert Kirkman, if any of you guys don't know, and we won't talk about Walking Dead because that's the known. Robert Kirkman's a partner of ours at Image Comic Books, and he's the only and first writer at Image Comic Books. And the reason for bringing on Robert
As a partner. There were plenty of writers before me.
As a partner, he's the only partner, writing partner. And the reason is that Robert figured out on his own that the way to get people to come and buy your books is to just not do work for the competitors. It seemed it was a formula I had been talking about for years and years and years, that we as artists, when we started, we can only do one book. So all of us artists that started the company, we could only do one book. So we had to take our book from Marvel or DC and then move over to Image, and that was where you had to buy our book, right? I'm not foolish enough to think that you guys bought Spawn 1 because you liked Spawn. You didn't even know what the hell it was, right? So you guys go, hey, I like Todd's Spider-Man. Maybe that might be cool. So you were sort of forced to go over and get Spawn, and then the pressure's on me. I have to deliver a character that hopefully you'll come back and see again. Robert, here's the difference with the writers. Most writers can do 3 to 5 books in a month. And what they've never figured out, and Robert figured it out on his own, smart kid, is that he went, if I keep doing my stuff for Marvel and DC and Image, if you guys have a limited amount of money in your pocket, then you're going to go, oh, do I want Robert Kirkman's X-Men, Robert Kirkman's Spider-Man, Robert Kirkman's Batman, Flash, and then whatever book he's doing as an independent. You guys can't buy necessarily everything, so you're going to start at the known quantities. And I kept saying to writers, just do all your work over here, make it all your own, and then people have to come, and that's when you're going to get the success. He figured it out, and because of that, I thought it was worth us tipping our hat and going, it's time to make him a partner because he's done it the right way, and he's been sort of diligent and loyal. So thank you, Robert Kirkman.
Oh, thank you. No, it also helps that I was a huge fan of all you guys and was always very complimentary when I was around you. So
yeah, no,
I buttered you guys up a little bit.
He's a bit of a brown noser too.
But no, I mean, the way I talk about it is you're doing your Marvel and DC work and your faucet is running. And if you bottle up a bottle of water and you cross the street and you go, hey, I got a bottle of water, they're just going to go to the faucet. You got to turn that faucet off to make them cross the street to buy your stuff.
Right. So here's the deal with Image Comic Books for any aspiring people in the room, and I hope that there's plenty of you, right? So you come to Image, we take a flat, nominal, sort of minor fee off doing all the logistics, the stuff you don't want to work. Huh?
So minor.
So minor.
So small.
So we take care of the printing, the shipping, the collecting the money, the accounting, all the stuff you don't want to be bothered because you want to write and produce your books or draw your books. And then the rest is yours and you own everything 100%, right? Not 98, 100%. So I don't understand why everybody that do our books, right, do books for Image Comic Books.
I don't know. If you've built a fan base and you've been doing comic books for a number of years and you're still doing work for Marvel and DC, you should probably get your head checked, I like to say.
Yeah.
Get your head checked.
That's
talking to you guys. Any creators in the audience that want me to name check them?
Yeah. Because now you can take your characters, and if somebody comes along and says, hey, we want to make T-shirts, hats, toys, movies, posters, whatever, like that's all on you. You get to do all of it. So you're never going to hear the story of, oh my God, I took a character to Image and I don't get any money. It's actually the opposite. We say that. God, we publish all their books. We don't get any money.
Or Todd, when's the last time you said, oh man, they fired me off Batman and put somebody else on?
Yeah, that's why we're still doing Spawn, right? So We're still going. Spawn, for any of you guys who don't know, here's what drives me on Spawn. We've issue 276 just came out, right? Okay, so let's do the math. Let's do the math now, right?
I love math.
One book a month. So how many you get in a year? How many get in 10 years? How many get in 20 years? 240. So to get to 276, it's over 20 years. We're celebrating our 25th. There's no short way to get to 276. So when people ask me, Todd, you're going to do a Spawn number 1? You're going to renumber? Hell no. And never, ever, right? I don't know why anybody would spend 25 years of their life to get to a number and then go, let's just start all over with 8 other companies and 8 other books that have number 1s this month, right? I can count on fingers. Matter of fact, there might be no fingers that are books that are at 276. Why wouldn't you want to have the biggest number on your book, right? We're cool. I mean, Marvel and DC renumbered a bunch of their books. And so now we have Invincible, and we've got Dragon, we got Witchblade, we got Spawn, we got Walking Dead.
Walking Dead.
Yeah, Walking Dead.
Walking Dead!
Yeah. So
Great.
Right. So, and here's the other thing that I like about Robert, and now we've got sort of the next generation past it. People would come up to me and they go, why should I go to Image, Todd? Because, what happened to you and Rob Liefeld and Jim Lee and Mark Silvestri, it was just lightning in a bottle and never happened again. And I go, fine. Then it was a different time in life. Okay, fine. Then discount it. I don't think you should, but discount it. So what about Robert Kirkman? Right? And then they're like, yeah, but Robert
Two bottles of lightning.
Yeah, that was it. And you go, okay, well, what about Brian K. Vaughan, right? And so, okay.
3 bottles of lightning.
Right. So at some point, right, you should be the person not going, wow, and coming up with excuses why each one of these moments existed. You should be going, I should be the next bottle of lightning. I should be the next guy that gets struck. That should be the attitude. And I'm not saying everybody that does, but it could be you. Somebody in this audience today could be the next one that's standing up on this stage in 3 or 4 or 5 years. And I hope I'm going to look at everybody's face. I'm going to remember you, and I'm going to go, wow.
He's not.
We knew them. We know. Yeah. So, anyways, what do you got going, Robert? Because I usually leave him texts and messages, and it's always full. His messages are always full, so I have to ask him now.
Is that what it says? You know how much that service that you have to pay that service for that to happen?
No, it just
Where it
says.
tells you the texts are full.
No, it always says, I can't leave a message because it's full, because you're too important.
I don't delete messages very
No.
often.
Okay, so what are you up to? Because every time my phone, I go, what are you up to, Robert? So I'll just ask you right now in front of the...
You got all kinds of great stuff going on. I got Walking Dead Season 8 coming back on October 22nd.
Wow.
You got Fear the Walking Dead Season 2, Season 3 coming back September 10th. I'm getting old, Todd. Can't remember shit. Got AMC's Secret History of Comics. It's a documentary show about comics that will be coming out in November.
I did an interview for that.
You did an interview for that.
I did.
I do appreciate that.
Yes.
It's a very, very large chunk of that episode is Todd talking, and it's awesome. And oddly enough, there's a panel for that very show that's going to happen in this room immediately after this panel. So if you don't get enough Robert Kirkman out of this panel, just make the people waiting outside keep waiting and keep your seat.
But unlike Hall H, there's no toilets and there's no food. So you're going to have a good bladder, and you have to be full right now.
We got some jerky back here if anybody needs jerky. And then guys can fight over a pitcher.
And the thing is, going to The Walking Dead, I get to make the toys of both those programs that he's making. So
That's true.
I just riding off his coattails, right? Here's the one thing when you get friends in high places, you do each other favors too. It's kind of cool, right? One of the things that happened at Marvel and DC, if you remember, when I broke into comic books, there were no contracts. So at any time, you could phone your friend and say, hey, Bill, hey, I got an issue coming up. You want to do a cover for me? And he goes, yeah, cool. You do a cover for me, I do a cover for you. It was just being friendly to each other. And then all of a sudden, these contracts came in, and you're phoning your buddies.
Do a cover for me. I can't. I'm under contract. I'm really sorry.
I go,
there's no fun in comics anymore.
No, I go one cover. You can't do one cover? Like Marvel or DC is going to fire you because you're doing one page? I go, come on.
You know what I get a lot?
What?
Don't worry, man. Marvel lets me do covers for people all the time. I'll just ask them, okay, good luck with that. And then they call me back. They said I couldn't do a cover for you.
Yeah.
Because they're scared of me.
Because they think we're going to get their artists. Now,
my books sell better than most of their books now.
Yeah.
Not all of them, just one of my books.
So what else? I heard with Invincibles going away. Like, why? I'm curious. I don't know.
Oh,
but
well, I mean...
like, I don't know if you guys know. 144? Is you 144?
144 coming out in January.
Yeah,
That'll be the end of that series.
Oh.
I'm just tired. I'm just very tired and old. No, I mean, it's superhero comics. You know, you see, like Amazing Spider-Man. I'm a big fan of superhero comics. Amazing Spider-Man, this massive run. I mean, that's kind of what I'd always wanted Invincible to be. I wanted Invincible to continue after me and Ryan Otley quit doing it. And, you know, so that I'd be, like when I'm Stan Lee's age, I'd be able to pick up a copy of Invincible and go, oh my God, this book is terrible. I don't understand this. Why? It's part of a crossover. Why don't they just do stories? I don't get it. And so that's, you know, I look forward to that, you know, but I mean, being serious here, as you get older, you get out of touch, and that's a byproduct of, you know, you not keeping up with what's hot and what's cool. And so like having an Invincible creative team that's like hot and cool and knows what's popular now that old man Robert Kirkman doesn't understand, I thought would be cool. And then as I, you know, kept working on the book, I was like, no, you know, this book is special to me, and I don't want to give it up. And I started thinking about it, and Invincible has always been against type. It had been, let me know when you're ready. It'd been...
I mean, whatever, you keep going.
No, I'm kidding. It had been a series that always zigged where other superhero stories zagged and really played against what you expect a superhero comic to be. And I started thinking about it, and I said, you know, most superhero comics, they do continue for years and years and years until, you know, they're not what they once were, and there's always a classic run that you look back on and go, oh, that's what the book was. And I was like, well, what if Invincible just ended? You know, what if Invincible was a superhero story that had a beginning, middle, and an end, and, you know, you kind of capped it off in a really cool way and kind of rode off into the sunset, and people could always dig that out, you know? Like, what if Fantastic Four ended when Jack and Stan left? And, you know, what if Amazing Spider-Man ended either when Steve Ditko left or when John Romita left? Yeah. You know, like what would that be like, you know? And I thought that'd be cool.
Look, it'd be cool, except for the number you're ending on is a shitty number.
Yeah.
So I don't see people going... Did you see that number 144th issue climax? It doesn't ring very well.
Can I tell you why that number's not shitty?
144th climax.
Can I tell you why that number's not shitty?
Okay.
When I come back, if I ever come back, I may never come back, but if I do come back,
You're back to 145.
We do 6 issues and we're at 150.
Oh, he's got you already. You're at an anniversary within a half a year. Dude. All right. So, but here's what I know. Oh. Because I know Robert is moved slow, so I'm going to steal it. I'm going to cancel Spawn.
Is it working?
I'm canceling Spawn at
got to buy another microphone.
$2.99. I'm canceling Spawn, going away for 1 month, and then coming back for $300. Boom! I beat you.
There we go.
I beat you. All right. He reminded me. I was sitting here looking at my phone. Some other silly photos that I have. How do I get on here again?
I love it.
How do I get to this projector?
Pushes a button.
Somebody. Oh. Okay, so you get to get up on stage. I get to go, here's me and Stan. At the end of our panel, we get to do it. But here's the one. Nobody's seen these yet, and I've got dozens of them. Is it Stan because he's a 94-year-old man. He's a great guy. I like being up on stage with him all the time, right? He likes to take a nap a lot of times. So who gets to actually pretend they're taking a... I'm acting. He's not. So whenever he's doing that, I always come in there, and all his people then sit there and they go, gosh, you know how many times we wanted to do that, but we'd get fired. And I go, oh, yeah, it doesn't end there, right? You get the photobomb. Oh, I've got dozens of those, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, one day you're going to be doing that, and they'll go, Todd, he died.
Yeah.
All right.
Look at.
So I did it's all in good fun. So I did a blue accent wall in my living room. We just painted it.
Oh, yeah? I got to put my head on Stan?
So my son is a huge fan of the Planet of the Apes series. And I was supposed to go see it with him on Thursday when it opened in Kentucky, but he had to go do something with my wife, and so my friend and I decided to go without him. And I recently bought my son an iPhone, and so
4.
He's 11, but a lot of other kids have iPhones at 11, and I don't care. But anyway, so he's on the same account as me, and so he gets a notice on his phone that says your Fandango tickets for Planet of the Apes in a half an hour. So he calls me up on the phone and he goes, "Have you seen Planet of the Apes without me?" And I go, "Who told you that?" "No, what are you talking about?" "What do you mean?" "Dad, I got the Fandango thing." "I know. Come on." And he says he's mad at me. "I'm real mad at you, Dad." And I go, "You're not mad at me. You're fine. We're going to go see it on Saturday." I ended up seeing it on Saturday, too. I saw it twice in 3 days because he wanted to see it. But he was super mad, super mad. So I started texting him photos of my buddy and I. First, I sent him this. Hold on. Oh, I'm not going to be able to find this.
Okay, while you're finding it, I'm going to show you mine. Look, here's one of my best ones.
God damn it, Todd.
Look at this. So here's Stan again. Right? But look, I'm going to see if I can zoom in on the sign that's in front of him. All over the place. So anyways, I've got lots of these photos. I'm going to do a whole book, Nap Time with Stan someday. So.
Okay.
No.
So I sent him this picture of my buddy and I in front of the movie poster. And he's texting me the whole time going, "I hate you. Why are you doing this? I hate you." And then I acted like we were playing air hockey and having a good time. And then I acted like we were playing this game and having a good time. And then I acted like I was having a good time in the bathroom. And then I sent him this picture. That Cinemark XD is a great screen, guys. I got to tell you right now. And he was furious.
Dad was having too much fun, right? Dad was having too much fun. So,
Sitting now?
I'm not. You can sit down. Okay. Come on. You're not. Oh, shit. Okay.
All right.
Right? One of us played Pac-10, one of us didn't.
Those chairs bend backwards.
One of us
Man, my dismount was flawless.
Well, that was an athletic move. Well, what kind of comic books you got coming up?
Got all kinds of comic books. Outcast is coming. We got issue, thank you very much. We got issue 30 be out soon. Issue 31 is a standalone issue that focuses on a new villain. And then issue 32 is going to be the start of a big storyline. So that'll be starting in December, I believe. Really excited about that. So we're going to be ramping the pace up. There'll be a lot more action, a lot more cool stuff. So it's going to be great.
We're just keep treading towards Spawn. If any of you guys haven't seen Spawn, let me encourage you right now. We've got a new artist on the book, a guy named Jason Sean Alexander. Yes? Oh, no, I've got good insurance. Don't worry about it. So we're good. We're good. No, we're good. We're good.
I promise if he falls, I will catch him.
Yes, you saw him in the photo, right? He'll catch me. We've got Spawn 276. If you guys haven't seen Spawn for a while. Okay.
Did you just get in trouble?
That was my wife. So, anyways, right. Anyways, 32 years I've been married to my beautiful wife. So, Spawn 276, Jason Sean Alexander. If you haven't looked at a book for a while, I hired Jason. He's got this really odd, evocative artwork. He's crazy because he does these paintings for the covers. He sends me the cover, and he goes, "What do you think of the cover?" I go, "I love it." And then he pulls back the photo, and the cover is as big as his car. He paints. I didn't even joke right now. He paints his covers that are like this big, and he has to I think he swings in like Pollock in that movie, and he splashes stuff on it. And I go, "What are you doing?" And I go, "No wonder he can't meet the deadline because everything is like 5 feet tall." But his stuff is really sort of odd. It's odd and interesting to look at. And 277's done, and 278 he sent me the first couple pages. And if you just it's sort of the vibe I'm going for in the direction of Spawn anyway. I sort of encourage you to take a look because it's sort of funky, cool stuff. We're going to be doing, I don't know if any of you guys saw the Spawn Kills Everyone, right? We're going to do another one, Spawn Kills You Too, right? Otherwise known as Baby Spawn Has Babies, right? And he's just going to start turding little babies, right? So he's a baby with little babies. And
Is that the medical term for that? Turding a baby?
He's going to be turding babies. He's going to be turding babies. In my book, he's turding babies. So we're going to have some fun with it. We've also got another book that we're going to be working on. We got right here. Right? So, years ago, I don't know how old everybody is, we did a medieval Spawn Witchblade, it went good, and now, there's technology, and you can now do some super cool, highly detailed stuff in comic books, and we're going to try it. So, here's a cool picture. This is a cool shot of medieval Spawn here, and then we've got, for any people like, Game of Thrones, and want some of that, right, you're going to get that look, and there's the detail of it. The mastermind behind that one is a gentleman, Brian Haberlin. He's somewhere in the audience here. So, Brian, if you want to stand up, I think. Oh, he's over here, ladies and gentlemen, Brian Haberlin.
Hello, Brian.
Right. So, anyway, if you guys sort of like ancient stuff, we got some of that coming out, and then, like I said, all the Spawn crazy stuff. So, what else? Lots of toys. We do lots of toys too. So, Rick and Morty. If you guys like Rick and Morty, we got lots of Rick and Morty.
God.
Here's some of the stuff. There's a bunch of the logos that we do, but Rick and Morty, that right up in the top right, Five Nights at Freddy. I've been in the toy business now, ladies and gentlemen, for over 2 decades. The single biggest thing we've done, bar none. Bar none. I've never had anything that was so popular that I literally am turning orders away from Toys R Us and Target and Walmart because I can't make it fast enough, right? It's this app game that, like, if your kids are too young, you really haven't heard about it too much, and if you're too old, but man, if you're in that sweet spot, it's crazy. It was the single biggest selling brand that wasn't sort of Avengers or Star Wars at Christmas time in all those retailers right now. So, and right now they're tracking that Rick and Morty might be a big surprise. Well, Stranger Things, Netflix is starting to license some stuff. So we've got some Stranger Things and Star Trek. So we've got some cool stuff, Destiny, that's coming out there. So
you're going to send me those Destiny toys early, right?
Yes, he's always mooching. He's always sending. Todd, I didn't get those. Well, I don't even have them in my office. I don't even have them in my office.
If you can't use these relationships to your advantage, I mean, what are you doing?
That's it.
What are you doing?
That's it. So, what about Hollywood? What do you got going? I mean, we know you got, but I know.
See, this is where you get me because I feel like we're just talking. So, like, if we were just on the phone, I'd be like, oh, well, I'm doing this, I'm doing this, I'm doing this, I'm doing this. But with all these people here,
you're nervous.
I got to go. Oh God, what's allowed? What's not allowed?
Yes.
It's not allowed. So we're doing.
Well, you can say stuff.
We're doing an Invincible movie. You know a little bit about these movies.
I do know Invincible.
Kids are doing?
Yeah.
Yeah, we got Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg are writing and directing. They're hard at work right now, so they tell me on the story, and yeah, we're real excited about that. Doing that with Universal. Did I hear that you got some Spawn movie stuff going on?
Did you guys hear? You guys hear? Yesterday we broke. For years I've been teasing you.
I had no idea that was the next slide. That was the best timing. It was like we planned it.
No. I just have a good person in the back here that just was queued up to you.
That was great.
Yesterday we announced, it's been a long time. I've been teasing people. I'm working on a script. That's why I said every San Diego script finally got done. But even if you have a script, big deal. Anybody can write a script. There's millions of them in Hollywood. You got to start getting people attached, and you got to start doing stuff, going towards it. So we broke the news yesterday that I attached a big-time producer, right? So if any of you have seen Paranormal Activity, right? So the Purge, right? If you've seen the franchise, he turned both of those into franchises with the talent he was involved with. Insidious, which was a cool one. My kids liked it. And then recently, his last 2 big hits, that sort of broke the barrier were Split, right, by M. Night, and they just announced the sequel to that, Glass, right? So I don't want to spoil, but if you guys haven't seen the end of this movie, it's awesome, right? I mean, I haven't been to a movie where I just went, no way, right? And so I won't spoil it, but even if it's just for the last 15 seconds of this movie, you need
Nick Fury comes out and is like, McAvoy, let's join the Avengers. It's so nuts. It's like, what?
Yeah. So Split. He did it on a pretty tight budget, and this thing went on to make $300 million worldwide. And then the one that Hollywood's really talking about, because they all want one, is Get Out. And Get Out, just so you guys know, Get Out was made for $4.5 million, and it will cross, by the time it's done, over $300 million worldwide. Everybody in Hollywood, the studio guys, are all saying the same thing. We need our Get Out. I don't know if you heard that. We need our Get Out. It's now become just this verb.
We're trying to find what is our Get Out.
Yeah, that's it. So that's it.
The sentences you hear in Hollywood sometimes.
That's it. Like, so all those movies that I just showed you up there, the thing that's in common with all of those is the man who produced all of them. right? So this is Jason Blum. He's got a production house called Blumhouse, right? Jason, I put it in a way because it's Blumhouse, so it looks like a real estate guy, right? I just thought I don't know if he'll ever see this, but it's like, I wanted to make him look schmaltzy, right? I'll sell you that condo, and I'll get you, so.
I'd buy a house from that guy.
Yeah, right, he's a good guy. Here's why I like Jason. He's made sort of dark, creepy movies. He works with first-time director. Again, I'm directing this movie, right? Besides writing it, I'm directing this movie. So Jason's gonna help me with it. But Get Out was directed by a guy named Jordan Peele, who was known for comedy, and nobody wanted to give him a chance to direct. And Jordan Peele wrote that and directed it himself, and it went off. And now all of a sudden, like, oh, you're a genius. We should have hired him. But so I'm hoping that a little bit.
He's directing Star Wars Episode 10.
Yeah, right.
That's public, right?
So anyway, bringing on Jason literally legitimizes us. We're making it, and for the first time, Jason actually cut a little bit of a video for you guys here at San Diego. I go, so let's cut one here. And hold a sec.
I love Todd McFarlane. He is the best. I am going to kick ass on the spot.
And the thing that's cool is that Jason is standing up in this. It looks like he's laying down, doing a selfie, and his hair's blowing up. And I go,
did you take him to the batting cage yesterday? Is that what happened?
Oh, I see if we got it. Basically is just encouraging everybody to basically sort of give us a little bit of leeway to see what we can do.
Hi everybody, Jason Blum here. I'm very excited to give you this video message with this very Spawn-like background to let everyone know that we are partnering with Todd McFarlane to bring Spawn to the big screen. What I'm most excited about is the fact that Todd McFarlane is going to write and direct the Spawn movie. I think he's a great, inspired artist. He created Spawn, and he's the best and really only person to make this movie. We've been talking for quite some time, and I believe in him as a great artist. He's going to join the ranks of Jordan Peele, who did Get Out, and M. Night, who did The Visit and Split with us. James DeMonico, who did the Purge franchise, and Lee Wanell, who did Insidious. And I think Todd is going to fit great into the Blumhouse fold, and we're going to open up a lane for him and let him do his thing. And I cannot wait for to give you more news about this, but most of all, for everyone to see the great movie that he's going to make. So thanks for listening. Talk to you soon.
Now, I wouldn't buy a condo from that one. The good-looking guy. But it begs the question, how come you don't write and direct your Walking Dead, loser?
Because I'm lazy. Laziness.
Oh, okay.
If you direct things, you have to get up in the morning and go to a place. I have designed my life to where I just don't have to get up and go to a place unless I want to.
So I
can write scripts from the bed.
So you're following that whole trajectory to Wall-E, is what you're saying, right? So, all right.
Don't make me pick you up and throw you.
All right, we won't do it. Do you have any aspirations though? Ever doing any directing?
To direct?
Yeah.
Not really.
Oh.
I mean, every now and then I'm on set and I'm like, maybe if they just move, what if they just maybe I should go? And then I'm like, it's hot out here. I'm going to the movies.
No, but here, look since ours is going to be sort of the dark movie.
The best part about that is they think I'm joking.
Here's the thing that's always sort of funny to me, that like these creepy movies, most creepy movies are done with like cuts and with music, and they get your heart pounding because they don't have a lot of money for big special effects, right? So how many people here, let's say, because I keep thinking about these movies when I'm watching them going, how did they shoot that? So how many of you guys ever saw M. Night Shyamalan? He did one called The Village. How many people ever saw that one? Right? Okay. Well, the whole premise of that one was they had these people in the middle of the forest, and you couldn't go outside this sort of perimeter. Because if you went outside the perimeter, then the monster would get you. You can't go outside the perimeter. There's the line. There's the red line. There's the red line. And there's the moment where Joaquin Phoenix crosses the line, and you are terrified that the monster's going to get you. Right? But let me actually show you how they filmed that. Right? So Joaquin was like right here, and it's an invisible line, and they went... and action. Cut. Love it. I love it. We love that shot. And they just put all the tension in the music, and all Joaquin did was take a step. Done. So it's not as complicated as you might think. Now you put all the complication to the
All right, I'm doing it.
Yes.
Move over, Seth and Evan. I'm directing Invincible.
Look at, I won a Grammy directing music video, but I also won some awards up in Canada that was the equivalent of a Grammy.
Shit, Todd, I don't have any Grammys either.
Nor Pat, right? No, dude, we're just making sure that I stay 1 inch above you, right, on all levels. So, but anyway, I did this music video. You guys can go to YouTube, right? It was in the band was called Swollen Members, no lie. So the band was called Swollen Members, and it starred. They were friends with Nelly Furtado, and the song was called Breathe. So look it up. I had 11 hours to do this thing, and we shot it in 11 hours. But here's the thing that's sort of weird about directing. They had to give me this band had to give me a lot of their reference. I could look at their other stuff, so I could study it to see what I could do and I couldn't do. And they kept sending it from Canada to my house in Phoenix, and it kept coming in brown paper bags. They just put it in or brown wrappings, right? And by about the fourth delivery, I started looking at the post office guy or the delivery man, and he just kept coming, going, "Here's another," and he would go, and I'm going, I never understood. And then I went, I'm getting brown paper bags that say "From Swollen Members," right? And I got like 6 deliveries in 6 days. And he just goes, wow, here's another toy for you, Todd. Here's another toy for you, Todd. And I just go, I swear it's a Canadian rap band. And he goes, oh, yeah, I'll tell my wife that one. So sometimes you have to be a little selective of who you're going to direct at times, too. So, no. Look, I'll be able to, I think that the directing will be okay because it's just storytelling. That's what I do, right? As an artist, you write. It's just storytelling. So now,
and it's just framing, which as a comic book artist, that's one of the most, important things. You know where to put your perspective. You know where to place things in an image, and that's something that you've done well for many, many years.
I don't know if you guys know.
And Todd, just for a second.
Okay.
How much easier is it to go stand right there?
Oh, faster.
Than to draw the guy the whole time.
No, it's true. I'll be able to just go, you there. I can't draw that fast. I don't know if you guys know, before every movie, they do what they call storyboards. I don't know if you've ever seen storyboard. They're essentially comic books. They essentially make the comic book of the movie, right? Well, I'll do my own storyboards, or the storyboard is sitting right there. I already got the storyboards in my brain. I don't even have, I can save on a storyboard guy, so it's even the budget's going to get even lower now. So, yeah. Robert's a pretty good drawer. I don't know if you guys know. Do you guys know that Robert's a good drawer? Do you guys know that? Go look. Take a look.
How dare you people?
Yes.
Why can't you read my Wikipedia page?
Yes. Look at.
No, I'm not a good.
Yes,
artist
you
at all.
are.
No,
Look at. I got him. I even tricked him into it. In Spawn 200. If you guys ever get a chance, go look at Spawn 200. The first 5-6 pages were drawn by Robert Kirkman. Take a look at it, and they turned out pretty good.
By the way, they were laid out very roughly by Robert Kirkman and finished by Mr. Todd McFarlane.
But they're still Robert Kirkman. Robert Kirkman is an artist. Take a look at Spawn 200 and then ask him why he doesn't draw The Walking Dead, because he would do a good job. So
definitely the highlight of my life, being inked by Todd McFarlane.
Yeah.
But to say that I'm good because of that is ridiculous, because if you compare what I did to what the final product looks like, a lot of work from Mr. McFarlane. I'm just going to say that.
Yeah. All right. So let me give my PSA announcement, and then we'll open it up to questions. What time do we have? Somebody got a time? 4:07. Okay, we can open it up. And I've said this at a lot of panels, and I believe it to be true, and every day I'm now in Hollywood, and it's true. It's true what I'm about to say. I would take it seriously. If you ever had any doubts, this is the moment. The window is opening. Marvel comic books and DC comic books are doing us a great service, and here's why. Marvel comic books is owned by Disney. And Disney is figuring out right now, they paid $4 billion for that corporation, they are figuring out how to take all their characters and keep them as close to the breast as possible. Because why share the money with anybody else? DC Comics is owned by Warner Brothers. Warner Brothers has never shared their characters, ever. So they keep it there. So what does that mean? That means now that you have dozens of TV stations that are looking for content that are locked out of those two big corporations. and their characters. For movies, Universal, Paramount, Fox, Sony, Lionsgate, a couple of mini majors, they're locked out of those two companies. Nobody's going to give them those characters. As a matter of fact, to the point that Disney tried to get Fantastic Four back from Fox. Fox said, no, we're not giving it back. And they go, fine, we're going to cancel the book. We're not even going to make the damn book. Because why would we make credit and create value for something we're never going to get back? I mean, they're just doing business. So what does that mean? That means all of those other people that are not called Warner Brothers, that are not called Disney, need content. So what do you think they're doing right now? They're going, can't get company number one, can't get company number two. Hey, who's number three? That's us. And we are now getting the phone calls daily.
It ain't bad.
Daily. We are getting them daily. I think we have 21 of our books have been optioned into Hollywood. Doesn't mean they're going to get made. I'm just saying they've gotten option. It shouldn't be the reason you do a book. The reason you do a book is you got a story to tell and you got something to say. But beyond that, since you own 100% of it, you now can do whatever you want. They're coming. They're asking. They are in need. Their machine, their apparatus of those other businesses that are not called Disney or Warner Brothers need content. And so they're going to be looking at anything that is not Marvel and DC. So if that's your idea, you are in a good place right now, which means that if you put out a book for us, and I hope you do it for us, if you put out a book for us and it's number 170 on the charts, and the 169 books ahead of you are Marvel and DC, you're number one to dozens and dozens of people in that city who have billions of dollars at their discretion. So for all of you who go, I'll never create a Spider-Man, you don't have to. I'll never get an X-Men, you don't have to. You just have to have a solid idea that is worthy of them taking, because there's no comic book right now that's selling enough to justify anything. It's the idea. So they'll take an idea that only sells 6,000 copies and they'll put it on TV, right? They'll put it on if they think the idea is good, because they need millions of eyeballs globally. So I encourage everybody, and I encourage all your friends who are not in this room, if you've hesitated and you thought you had an idea or you're going, I don't know, today is the best time that you're ever going to have, because the window is open, wide open. Do it. I'd do it right now.
Oh, give us a couple years to have our fun.
Yeah. let Robert do it. That's it.
We got a microphone right here.
We got a mic. Anybody's got any questions for Robert or Todd Robert or Robert Todd, then you can do it. And then they're going to give us a warning. We'll have to sort of wind it down a little bit. This young lady here with the green hair, she's the one that's going to tell us how much time we have left.
Great,
so,
fantastic.
All right, okay. Young lady in the green, what's your question?
Are we meeting here? What's happening here?
No, I'm gonna. Okay, they're screening. Oh, say, you got a question? Then you come up here and ask it. Shit, this is easy.
Is Michael J. White, will he be Spawn again?
Michael J. White, who was the original actor in the first Spawn movie, no. So, and the reason is, this is a complete reboot, and I don't want to have sort of anything there that sort of is a connector. I just want to do a complete reboot, right? One of the things I'm trying to figure out, though, if anybody saw the HBO animation, I look at. Somehow, some way, even if it's just walking across the street, I need to get Keith David in this movie, because he had the greatest voice. He did the Spawn voice.
Keith David needs to be in every movie.
He needs to be in every movie, right? He's just a guy who should be doing everything. So I'm going to figure out how to get Keith David to at least walk across. So, yes, do we have a question?
Yes, Todd, I'm from Dauphin, Manitoba, Canada, and I came all the way here to see you.
Oh, Canada. We love Canadians. We love Canadians.
I don't.
Oh. He's from Kentucky. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. How many non-Americans do we have in the room? Woo! All right. That's good. Okay. I'm in the minority still. Sure. All right. What's your question?
I guess first I have a statement. Many years ago, when you first started Image, you were drawing some cards for Marvel Comics. They looked something like...
You mean that before we started Image Comics? Just so everybody knows. Just so everybody knows. Let me just be clear.
Okay.
I'm the most militant of all the founders. Since the day we walked into Marvel's office and I said, we're leaving, I have not drawn a single page for Marvel or DC since that day. I have been loyal to Image comic books for 25 years, nonstop, right? So, And sadly for me, I can't say that about any of my other partners at that time, right?
Say it about me. I hate Marvel.
Right. No, we did stuff where some of my partners were doing stuff for the competitor. It was always a bone of contention for me. So whatever cards I was doing for Marvel was when I was working for Marvel. So.
I'm very excited.
And let me just again define. I don't hate Marvel. I don't, or DC. He's way more.
I don't really.
Here's how I define Marvel and DC to me. It's the equivalent of high school to me. I liked my time at high school. I liked the people in high school. I had a good time in high school. I have no plans to ever go back to high school. So, and I don't think any of you guys do too. It doesn't mean that we didn't have fond memories, but because I'm not going back to high school, doesn't mean I hated high school or the people in high school. It just means it's something that's in my past. So people come up and bring me stuff and they go, hey, will you sign? Of course, I'll sign anything. I'm proud of all the work. I'm proud of the people I worked with. They gave me a great chance to have a career. It's something that's in my past. It's just something in my past. No big deal.
One quick statement, a question. Many years ago, I sent you a Spider-Man card. I was just a kid, and it had
it's still in the pile.
No, it's right here.
And now he's 42. Okay. Yeah, I know. I hear this all the time.
Did he send it back signed?
He sent it back signed, and plus I sent $5, and he sent back the $5 as well.
Oh, could you get, yeah.
Thank you very much, Todd, for that.
Oh, look at it. Bring it up. Look at it. Because I get this stuff, because I know what he was, because you were 8 years old, so you were a little immature. You didn't have to give me $8 to mail this back. Right? What did it cost? It cost 29 cents, and he gives me $6 for 20. So that was bad math back then. I hope you're not a teacher. If you're an accountant or a tax guy right now, I'm backing away, right? So of course we're going. Hey, we got little Ryan. He says he's a young kid. We're going to sign the card and give him his money back. Like we can afford 29 cents because this guy's probably giving me $10 of his hard-earned money. I can give him 29 cents back. So thanks for sending it in. Sure. Yeah, sure.
Let me know if you want to sell that card.
All right.
Hi. Will you guys be considering bringing back Michael J. White for the role of Spawn?
Yes. Definitely.
Hold a sec. I've got this. Look at them. They're all jumping in. They all want to be okay, just why don't we turn the cameras the other way now? So, no, Michael, I like Michael. He's a good guy, but like I said, we're going to do a reboot. It's going to be dark R. It's going to be sort of a cool, supernatural thriller. So I just want to unplug and plug in someplace else. So, next.
Hi, just wondering do you ever worry that we're going to hit a point where we just have too much content that there's really no more ideas? Or do you just think where we're at now, that's our new equilibrium in like Hollywood and comics anywhere else?
I think, thankfully, most comics are special, and the reason that television, movies, and everybody are drawing from comics is because, comics are where new ideas are born, and there's a lot of great original ideas that are coming out of comics, mostly from Image Comics. But I don't really have that concern because if you look at what most television studios and most movie studios do, it's 1,000 lawyer shows, 1,000 cop shows. It's whatever's popular. So, you'll see horror get popular. There's like 9,000 horror shows. There's not a lot of diversity in the kind of stories that they tell. So as you get more and more content out there, you'll notice a lot of it is very similar. So I think that there's always a potential for new ideas. And as long as we in this medium are striving to change things and break new ground and do new things, then we'll continue to, feed that funnel and keep everybody entertained all over the world.
And I think you're overthinking it a little bit, right? You don't have to come up with anything original. I don't believe I've done one original thing in my entire life. I've just looked at, no, it's true. I just looked at what's in the world I live in, because we don't create in a vacuum. Everything you create, you look at the world, and then you just put your twist on what already pre-exists. So do I think that people are going to keep coming up with ideas? Of course they are. What do you mean? As long as people have brain in their head, there's going to be ideas coming down the pipeline. The question is, are those ideas going to be worth paying money to go and see? So here's what happens. I'm sure everybody in this room, how many of you have ever gone to like a movie before, and when you walked out, you went, I could have wrote that movie. Like, what do you have is ridiculous, right? Only 7? Are you kidding me? I'll give you a list of 20 I've said that to. So here's how it works in Hollywood. So let's just take, and I'm not picking on anybody, you take Fox, okay? So Fox has a machine, and it has to turn out 20 movies. Okay, So how does it work? Every year it has to turn out 20 movies. So this is how it works. If it gets 100 great ideas, it gets to throw 80 of them away, and it's still left with 20 great ones so they can make 20 great movies. It's going to be a good year for movies for Fox. But then they have other ones where they go, wow, everybody who came and pitched us an idea was kind of lame. So we still have to do 20 movies. Really got 10 good pitches. We still have to make 20 movies. So then they'll take the 10 good ones, and then they'll have to make 10 mediocre ones because their machine is built to have to make 20. So I'm sure you guys have all seen years where you go, wow, there was a lot of great movies this year. Oh my gosh. And it was just because of guys, and it's unfortunately guys like us, walking into the room, and either we were pitching them good ideas 2 years previously to get to this point, or we were pitching them a bunch of mediocre, and they had to take it either way. So you don't have to invent anything. You just have to keep giving them good ideas. So can you make a Western? Of course you can. It just has to be a good Western, right? People go, you can't make a Western. Of course you can. It just has to be a good Western. So if you make 5 bad Westerns, people think, you can't make Westerns. You can make it as long as the stuff's good. So can you make superhero movies for the next 100 years? Of course you can, as long as people keep making good ones. If you start making a bunch of bad ones, Hollywood's going to turn their eye someplace else. Next. Yep, thank you.
First of all, Todd, congratulations on 25 years of Spawn kicking ass.
Sure, thanks.
Also,
25 years. How old were you when Spawn 1 came out?
Oh, God. 13?
All right. Now look at him. He didn't have hair anywhere. Now he's got like shoot, there on his back, on his ass now. Look at him. He's good. So,
Reading Spawn gave me body hair.
yeah. I'm using that.
My question is, what can we expect for the next 25 years from Spawn?
Look, here's my goal. Here's always been my goal. I've always said, Image comic books is going to last at least my lifetime, because even if everybody quits, I'm putting an Image eye on my Spawn book till the day I die, right? So I go, even if it's just one title. The goal is, and I'm sure that Robert has some of the same aspirations, you create characters hoping that they live past your lifetime, right? So, Disney's not around. I don't mean to use big names, but Disney's not around, and his characters are still floating, right? Mickey Mouse is still out there, right? And we're going to, soon, there's going to be a day where this world's not going to have a guy like Stan Lee there, and his character he co-created with people are going to still be there. So your hope that whoever created Superman, they're not on the planet right now. That character's still gone. You hope that you can put some idea out there that when you sort of leave, that there's still enough momentum that somebody will do something with it. It will never be the same that you did. It will either be better or worse or have sort of bumps along the way. But that's my goal. So for the next 25 years, I don't know. I hope I'm still alive driving the bus. But if not, I hope somebody else smarter than me then is steering the direction of the character. So, what about your characters, right?
I hope I'm soon forgotten. I'm kidding, same,
Yeah.
It's just a lot of pressure, Todd. I don't know why, What if somebody does something terrible with Walking Dead characters and I'm not there to go, oh, no, don't do that, and then never.
No, the only time I have any hesitation, and I get people that come up to me and they go, people who don't go to convention, I think everybody should go to Comic-Con. They go, Todd, do you run into these people? People don't go. They go, do you run into these people? The Trekkie types, the stereotype. Those weird guys that come, right? You get it all the time. Yeah. And they go, what's the weirdest question that anybody's ever asked you? Right? And I can say in all honesty, I've never had the weird question, because here's why. Because if it's important enough for that person to ask me, it's important enough for me to answer. The person behind him might think it's weird, but I go, every person in front of me has given me their hard-earned money, and if they got a question, I owe them the respect of an answer back, even if it's who's stronger, Hulk or Spawn. I don't care, right? I do it. The only time it
Hulk, right? Is it Hulk?
Hell no. Hell no. The only time it gets odd, the only oddness I can honestly say is that I've had at least 20 times in my life, somebody comes, and if you guys see, like, people do tattoos, right? Walking Dead tattoos and Spawn tattoos, and they're really awesome. And I go, wow. And sometimes I've seen full backs, and I think it's awesome. But then somebody will go, hey, can you autograph my arm or my leg? And I go, yeah, I don't care. You get one autograph. I don't care where I put it, right? So I sign it, and then an hour later, 2 hours later, that same person comes back, and they've got a Band-Aid. And then they peel it, and they got it tattooed. Now, here's why I think it's weird. How do you know I'm not going to assassinate a president in the future? How do you know I'm not going to be the next Charles Manson, and I'm going to start a cult? And you will forever have the serial killer on your arm And I don't get it. Like, I know it seemed like a good idea at the time, and it was all rational, but you can't see into the future. I'd keep the names away from it. Just put imagery, because even if Spawn becomes a fad, because I remember the first time I saw it, I went, your whole back is Spawn. What if he's a fad, like the hula hoop? What if you had the hula hoop on your back, right? Dude, the pet rock on your back. So, but at least Spawn's cool enough, and The Walking Dead are cool enough that you can always say, it's not a comic book, it's a heavy metal band. And at least you can sort of BS your way through it. But the name on there is always, have they done it? Have they?
Oh, yeah. I mean, you know how terrible my signature is because you give me crap about it all the time.
Oh, okay.
And so when people get my signature tattooed on them, I'm like, oh, God, what have you done?
Yes.
I mean, it's literally a zigzag.
Right.
You're like, I've got a zigzag on their wrist, zigzag on their forearm.
Right. And they go, oh,
shoulder.
you were in Vietnam.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
You were tortured, you poor person.
Oh, it's Bride of Frankenstein
Right.
cosplay. Like,
Whoa.
it's like a Stitch or something.
Look, I someday we're going to do it, and I keep saying it, and we're going to do it. I'm going to put it up on my Facebook. And you guys, if you guys don't follow my Facebook, we like to have a lot of fun. And oh, by the way, we're not going to the studios to get their money for the movie, so we get to have as much fun with you guys the whole time we're making this movie. I'm going to open up this production to you guys on a daily basis, and we're going to have a lot of fun while we're doing it, right? So, look at it. Even if it's stupid stuff, like here's the lead actor, and he's eating 4 hot dogs with relish all over, and it's on his shirt.
Having been around a lot of actors, you're not going to find one that's eating 4 hot dogs.
Oh.
Go ahead.
Shoot. Okay, well, here's the actor who broke the prop. And we're going to go, why the hell did you break the prop? We can have some fun with all this. But we're also going to do at some point, if you guys have never seen, who's gotten Robert Kirkman's autograph in this room? Right? It's horrible.
A few of you, I'm sorry.
No, it's horrible. It is the worst autograph I've ever seen by a human being. And he knows it. And then he actually then comes up to me sometimes and he says, Todd, look at it now. It's even more horrible. And I look at it, I go, it's unbelievable. Look it up, guys, gals. Look it up on the internet. You won't believe what you just saw, right? So I am going to do for all of you that have never gotten it, I'm going to do this thing. I am at some point on my Facebook, whether it's live or not, I'm going to take Robert's autograph, and then I'm going to take a cat. I'm going to take a Sharpie, and I'm going to put the Sharpie up its ass. And then I'm going to take the cat, and I'm going to pull the cat's tail, and the cat's ass is going to go. And then we're going to vote which one is Robert's and which one is a cat's ass. And I bet it's going to be close, ladies and gentlemen. So look it up yourself.
I'm going to say I'm pretty sure that if you put a Sharpie up a cat's ass, somebody's going to get your signature tattoo removed off of their arm.
And the SDCC is coming after me. All right. I'll just do it. What about
How many Sharpies and cat's asses do you think you'll have on the set of the Spawn movie?
We'll Facebook Live it. Anyway, next question. Jose, we got distracted. Sorry about that.
No worries, guys. That was good.
That was good. Cat asses. That's good. That's what we came for.
So we kind of talked about how you've had 25 years, coming up on 25 years of Spawn. You've got a 2-hour kind of a time slot for the Spawn movie. Yep. How do you draw off of those 25 years? Are there some favorite moments that you have that you immediately thought deserved to be in this movie? Or what were some of the thought processes you had when kind of selecting what would go in the script?
It's an interesting question, and we'll bounce it back to Robert here when I'm done.
Please don't.
Here's my answer. It's going to be impossible to take 276 issues and somehow condense it into 2 hours. That wasn't the trick, right? I do comic books and the toys, and we do some movie stuff, and I do some other stuff in some of my other businesses. Here's what I do. When I wake up, I go never, in any one of those businesses, never let a, and it seems like a weird metaphor I'm going to use, but never let a tail wag a dog, right? So, in other words, I wrote the movie not thinking that I was going to sell a toy, which seems odd because I'm in the toy business, and you should see the look on my salespeople's face when I told them this. I don't think there's going to be very many opportunities to sell toys for the idea. And they're like, what? We're in the toy bit. Why wouldn't you write that story? Because I was writing a movie. And a movie is for film goers. And let me just say, I have met dozens and dozens of people who say, I love the Avengers. Avengers are my favorites. They're the greatest. I love Spider-Man. Oh my God, I love them. Guardians of the Galaxy, love them, love them, love them, love them. They've never bought one comic book of any of those characters, and they still love those characters. Why? Because there's plenty of other options. TVs, movies, and all those other ones. So for me, I just took the basis of what do I think Spawn is? Spawn is just badass. And I just want to deliver 2 hours, and at the end you go, that's badass. And that's it. Not that was issue 47 or 86, just that was badass. And if I can get there, then the theme of my character is there. So they're telling us to wave down, but you get 30 seconds to jump on that, and then we'll
I was just
sign
going to
up.
say, I know when I first sat down to think of Walking Dead, I was like, this will make a cool pinball machine one day.
Look at, we don't call him Pimp Kirkman for nothing, right? So anyways, ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate you showing up today.
Very much.
Look forward to seeing you. If everything goes well, next year I will be up here showing you film of the movie because we hope to get in production. So I look forward to seeing you next year. Thank you.